Hey traders and investors, it's Rod with Powell Group. Welcome back on the Pursuit of Wealth for a daily market recap. Today is Monday, March 1st, and in today's video we're going to be discussing HIVE Blockchain. They have earnings tomorrow pre-market. So before we jump into today's content, make sure to smash the like and subscribe to the channel. So we'll look at some news and events, we'll look at the HIVE chart, some individual names, and then the overall broader market. So we have a webcast tomorrow at 10 a.m. Eastern Time, and the financial results will be posted tomorrow prior to market open. And you can click here if you want to register for that webcast. We're anticipating about 9.7 million for estimate. So we could see upwards of 10 to 15 in my opinion. Again, this isn't financial advice. All investments have risks. This is for entertainment purposes only. We also saw that they surpassed its Bitcoin mining capability goals, so capacity goals. So in terms of hash rate, they hit that goal. So that should help with their overall margins. We also saw that the Senate Democrats dropped the minimum wage plan and the 1.9 trillion stimulus bill. So I said we'd likely melt up into that stimulus, and that's what we've been seeing in the markets. But in my opinion, this is good for market bulls, as the Democrats were not the Republicans were not in favor of that minimum wage plan. So that, in my opinion, increases the likelihood of it getting passed. We also saw that the Fed policy changes could be coming in response to bond market turmoil, economists say. So a little bit of a warning there. We'll continue to monitor. But Johnson & Johnson also has a new shot that has been approved, and it's a one-shot ordeal. So we'll see if that is bullish for the market. So we'll look at the HIVE chart here. Just taking a look at the daily chart, we closed near the high of the day. So we have results, the results out tomorrow pre-market, and I'm expecting a huge beat. But again, if you're not already in this name, it is fairly high risk. Generally, I don't play earnings, but because I'm confident in HIVE, I'm playing HIVE. But I also I entered back here when we confirmed the daily uptrend, and I had an average of about just under $3, and I went pretty heavy on that position. And then when we got to $6, I sold half of that, which means I took out my initial investment, and then I had half left that was completely profit. So then I sold a little bit of that over $7, and then I've been averaging back in. So I bought just around $5 here at the EMA 12, and I bought around 460s, and then I sold some of that here around the $6 mark when we bounced, and then I re-added again today. I had some that I swung on Friday, and we saw this nice strong day today, and I sold it at the open at 540, and then I reloaded cheaper at 520, and then was looking to see potential for more downside. We didn't get it, so then I just re-entered at 540, and then another one around 570 at the end of the day. But again, still a lot lower than when I sold back here at $7. So my situation is a lot different than others. I know a lot of people in our group are playing this as well, but again, they entered a long time ago, so they have a lot of cushion in terms of profits. So we did have this nice, if you didn't enter here on this 30% pullback, over 30% pullback, you had another chance here on this. Essentially, when this low held, you had another chance here. So if you didn't enter on any of those, essentially you're chasing, and it's very, very high risk at this point. Even though I am bullish on HIVE, you don't want to be chasing, especially when we were up over 18% there into the end of the day. Weekly chart, we did have the stochastic crossing bearish, but not the end of the world. The MACD is still extremely bullish, and we're still well above the 10-week moving average at 377. Taking a look at the weekly moving averages, they're still going parabolic. We had the 100 cross through the 200, or the 50 cross through the 100, and the 50 cross through the 200, which is extremely bullish. And we could see more upside from here, absolutely. Weekly inside bar on watch as well. So we have resistance at 719 and then 725, the all-time high, and support there at 442. We're still well above the 50-day moving average. MACD still hasn't crossed bearish yet on the daily chart either, and we never lost the 20-day moving average either on any of these pullbacks. We had a nice 30% opportunity to enter here, and then a couple days later, you had another opportunity to enter on those lows. Personally, if it were me, if you hadn't entered on any of those pullbacks, I certainly wouldn't be chasing. But if you absolutely are dying to take a position, you need a position, maybe you want to enter a smaller position size and just account for that risk. So if you are going to enter, obviously you can enter here in the after hours if you play after hours, or during pre-market if we if it opens up and we don't see the results out yet by the time you take a position. But you need to be set up for playing after hours as the market is now closed and the results are tomorrow morning. Resistance to get over will be $5.97 and $6 psychological, and then nothing until $7.25 all-time highs. Then we have a daily higher low here at $4.52 and the most important daily higher low at $4.42. I'm personally very bullish going into tomorrow. Let me know in the comments below if you're bullish on HIVE going into earnings. So we'll try and keep this video a little shorter today. AB&B was down on the bear list. GDX, Dash. We had Riot, GME, AMC, NEXE, Zoom, Neo, BB, BlackBerry, DDD. So seeing a lot of the squeeze names running and the hype names and Wall Street bet names running. Just take a look here at BlackBerry after hours. It's at 1077. So we are down about 1.2% here after hours. Neo, not really doing much. Earnings could be out. That looks like a fairly decent bounce, but not entirely convinced. It could just be people loading up in anticipation of a beat. Zoom pops as company beats expectations and issues strong guidance. There we go. So Zoom beats on bottom and top line, showing sequential revenue growth. So earnings 1.22 per share adjusted versus 79 cents estimated, and 882.5 million versus 8. So yeah, they absolutely crushed that, and they gave positive guidance. So let us know in the comments below if you see anything for Neo out, but at first glance, it looks like it could be positive. So we know Apple and Tesla have been weak. Apple was up over 5% today, Tesla up over 6% today. So obviously crypto is up today as well. And again, if you're not watching those correlations, Bitcoin was strong, which translated into SPY being strong, and then crypto was weak, and then crypto sold off into the end, SPY sold off into the end of the day today. Taking a look at the daily chart, so we are getting close to daily resistance. We have resistance up at 392.23. So this could be a potential lower high being set. We need to hold the hourly uptrend, and we had an hourly bull flag here confirm into the end of the day, essentially. We consolidated again on the hourly into the end of the day, and we saw an uptick in bear volume there. So most important support is going to be 388.26. If we lose that, we lose the uptrend, and nothing all the way down to 380. So we need to be cautious on SPY. We're closer to resistance than we are support. Major resistance and major support need to break the high of today, tomorrow to continue to see those daily bounces. But we did see significant bear volume there last week. Today, we didn't see as significant amount of volume, but as we know, we don't need a whole lot of bull volume to go up, but we need a lot of bear volume to go down. But we were still over the 20-period moving average, so not a complete, lackluster day in terms of volume. It was fairly decent, but we'll want to see bulls come out tomorrow and defend those hourly higher low support. That's going to be most important. QQQ, no hourly higher low from all the way down here at 314, and we're sitting at 324 after hours. So 324.45 is resistance. We're right there. I'd be cautious. We have a gap in the chart up here around 330 as well. As we know, we haven't consolidated on the hourly in quite some time. So just be cautious, and also a little concerned that the dollar, so if you're in stocks or any of those high risk assets, the dollar could be topping out here at 91.05 resistance. If it does, we'll look for a daily higher low here around 90.50, 90.60. And we could see an EMA 12 and 26 bull cross here. Looks like it is crossing. After that, we have resistance up at 91.60, and that one's extremely important. If we break 91.60, that would confirm a weekly higher low and higher high, which confirms a weekly uptrend. That'd be the first time since March, and that would be a significant momentum shift, and that would have my attention. So silver, weak today, but stronger than gold. Gold, daily inside bar, closer to losing the low of Friday. So we're still seeing weakness in the metals. And oil also seeing weakness. I mentioned this in my video last week. When I drew this monthly downtrend resistance line, we never closed above it. And look where we're pulling out, already seeing a red month here. We know that QQQ, the tech sector, has been weak, and the energy sector has been sort of picking up the slack. And if the tech sector were to switch to weakness and we see weakness in oil, that could be a recipe for disaster. So just make sure you watch those correlations. But pretty much all major indices were up today between 2 and 3%. TAN, the solar sector ETF, was up over 5% today. So huge bounces across the board. So we'll be watching the hourly uptrend as our guide tomorrow. If you're swinging HIVE, you want to see crypto hold its own and stocks hold its own, or at least at the bare minimum go flat. And if we see a flat open tomorrow, or just inside bars all around, that would be the best case scenario in my opinion. Or obviously break back to the highs and all-time highs. That'd be even better. So if we're wishing for anything, let's wish for all-time highs. So in summary, make sure that you use a stop loss. Again, we haven't consolidated on the hourly on QQQ in a while, and SPY is very close to that hourly support, and nothing down to 380 after that. So utilize stop losses, develop a plan, and we shall see you tomorrow after market close for another daily market recap. Best of luck going into tomorrow. And I am extremely excited for HIVE earnings. Can't wait to do a video on that tomorrow as well. So take care, everybody. Thanks for joining us on the Pursuit of Wealth, and we shall talk to you again soon.